And then I'm going to mute everyone, and then I'm going to ask Patty and Jamie to unmute yourself after I mute you.
I am unmuted.
All right.
Okay, shall we go?
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, so you want to admit people while
I will do that.
Okay, so welcome everybody to our latest session of A Meaningful Conversation. My name is Patty Mittendorf, and I'm a good friend to Faraha Saba, the founder of SICA, our sponsoring organization. And Faraha and I met and share a meditation path together, so we've known each other for some time. And when George Floyd was murdered, a group of meditators approached Faraha with the intention of exploring racism. And a meaningful conversation was born, and it's been going strong ever since. It's been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for all of us. So it's my great pleasure to introduce Faraha Saba, herself an engaging teacher, a speaker, writer, performer of short stories, all exploring the dynamics of racism. Faraha was born in Meridian, Mississippi, and she has faced the direct impact of racism. Faraha is first and foremost an educator who has taught courses at various universities and community colleges around the United States for more than 30 years. And she's currently teaching at Grossmont Community College in El Cajon. Faraha founded SICA, Soulful Educational Experience of Culture and Arts Incorporated. And the purpose is to help people explore the impact of racism in their lives. Through SICA, she creates opportunities for composing, designing, and producing educational, cultural, and artistic experiences. And I am so glad and grateful to have the opportunity to share this space together with all of you and Faraha in this series of very meaningful conversations. So please welcome Faraha, who will introduce our very special guest tonight, Jamie Shadowlight.
Thank you so much, Patty, and welcome to everyone. I'm very happy to meet all of you. I probably won't have a chance to meet everyone individually, so please accept our very warm welcome. And we're just delighted and honored to have you present with us tonight. So this is a special welcome, a special meaningful conversation with Jamie Shadowlight. The program, as Patty mentioned, is being sponsored by SICA. SICA is a 501c3 tax-deductible organization. I founded SICA in 2018 with several of my colleagues, Brian Davis and Terry Fowler. We founded this nonprofit organization because we wanted to have a platform to produce different types of artistic, cultural, and educational experiences, which we have been doing in a variety of different ways. So you will see on our website, www.seca.org, you will see different types, some programs that are online. This A Meaningful Conversation is online, but other programs that we did pre-COVID were in person, and we're looking forward to doing more of those in the future. We have presented in this series, A Meaningful Conversation, approximately 10 different speakers, and they all were speakers about the issue of racism. The last speaker that we had was a person who's talked about the way to heal yourself from the trauma of racism, Dr. Jay Hodge. So tonight we're exploring this whole idea of healing in a different way. And we feel very, very grateful that you have joined us to share this time with Jamie and this unique experience. The activities of the evening will consist of a talk and sharing by Jamie, with an opportunity for questions and answers at the end. We'll be together until 8:30 p.m. We like to honor your time because we know it's special, and we want you to know how much we really appreciate your being here with us. You can donate to our effort on our webpage at www.seeca.org. Your donation will help us to bring other speakers and produce other types of programs. Right now, I want to introduce my friend and the friend of many of you to Jamie Shadowlight, who will share the topic, My Healing Journey, the Power Within. Jamie, as she noted in her biography, explores and expands the context of her 5-string violin in imaginative ways, creating live experiences that activate the spirit within. Over the years, she has gained recognition around the world as an artist of quality and soul. Her eclectic and widely diverse range of sound using a variety of pedals and violins has opened the door to creating a new sonic experiences created entirely in the moment in stream of consciousness flow. She has created new paths for the violin, one being the pioneering entry of violin into live performance cymatics. Cymatics is the study of wave phenomena, especially sound and its visual representation. Sound is the creator and water is the mediator of all life. Between the two, an ancient truth is revealed. Sound creates coherence, she asserts in her work. This evening, Jamie will talk about her healing journey through stage 4 cancer, using energy, touch, and sound as medicine. She says, we have the power within us to change, to heal, to return back to coherence within our mind, body, and soul. Please join me in welcoming Jamie Shadowlight.
Hi, everybody. It's really touching to see so many people I love on this one screen. Thank you, Faraha, for this beautiful opportunity to share this past month. You know, it's hard to believe that it's only been a month. It feels like an endless eternity, which is kind of a beautiful way to live. It feels like every moment is expanded and so full and authentic and present, and this is really, you know, just to share a little bit. There's a little bit of piano, gentle piano going on in the background. They're preparing for my recording, I guess, but if it gets too distracting, I can tell them to stop. I've lost track of time, but it was a little over a month ago, maybe like a month and a week, maybe. I woke up and I had been hurting all year. I had been bleeding really heavily, and I thought it was just part of a hormonal shift. I woke up one morning and I was peeing blood, like big clots of blood. So I went into the ER, and that's when my life just totally up-leveled. It changed. It was a huge shift, but it was also in my perspective, it was definitely part of the divine plan, because it has released so much unnecessary energy from my energy field, you know, because it has been necessary to do so in order to heal. And that has been a gift, because sometimes it takes years and years to shift. And this was a moment of instant inspiration to change. And I didn't even know I needed to change. I thought I was doing pretty good as I was. I'd been doing well in the world. All my dreams were happening. And that day I was in the ER. They did a scan, and the doctor came in and he informed me that first of all, my kidneys were failing, and that they would have to do a what they call a nephrostomy, put holes in my kidneys so I could pee out of the back of my back. And that was happening because I had a tumor, a very big tumor, that had stage 4, metastasized into different parts of my body. And so it was interesting because when they told me, the doctor it was like the end of a long weekend, and he was pretty callous about it, but I took it, I recorded the conversation, and I was just like, okay. He's basically told me I have like 6 months, maybe, that it was pretty severe, and that my life was going to change drastically, and even with chemo or any treatment, that it would be a pretty low percentage of survival. And but that, from the beginning, I felt just kind of, I was just kind of riding the wave. They put me into they admitted me into the hospital, and then I was there for a week while they did the surgeries for the kidneys, relieved the pressure of the kidneys, and got my body stable. And after 6 days, I was able to leave. And when I left, I was given this beautiful place to recover. Caroline, her family gave me this beautiful home. And I began, at first when I was diagnosed, there were so many, I felt calm. I felt grateful. Immediately, my friends just started coming in. I felt like when it happened, I felt like a wall. It was like this huge protective wall went up, and I felt so protected by the people I love. The people were showing up by the dozens. It was so many people, and they all came in, with flowers, and the whole hospital room was filled with flowers, and just being in so much love, I felt very good. And there was a lot of songs, and there was a lot of musicians coming through with their instruments. It makes me tear up just to feel that relief. I felt like a wounded tree that had, like, the way the mother trees just bring the mycelium. Immediately there was a GoFundMe, all my needs were met. I had this core team of, my friend Albert came, he had just finished filming, and he was by my side the whole time, like Naja, a bunch of other friends, Dessa, just a lot of just core people were just in there making sure that that I could focus on my healing. So all my needs were, they took care of the paperwork, they took care of my home, they took care of so much. So I felt like, okay, this is the divine plan. Immediately, I never felt like why is this happening? It felt like, oh, of course this is happening. And I immediately saw where I needed growth, and where I needed to open myself more to more intimacy, like deeper intimacy. I had always had very intimate relationships, but in the past 3 years, like, I had lost my parents. I had gone through so much trauma that I had kind of, and I was bleeding so much that I had kind of withdrawn. And even though I had always have had a loving community around me, and through performing, I was able to give so much love. During this time, I learned to receive a lot of love. And in doing that, I learned, I just saw like corners of my shadows, and things like the mother wound, the father wound, all the ancestral wounds that were like still lingering, that prevented me from, I may have to turn on a light soon, from really being intimate in the way that I wanted to with people. And this opened it up where there were no, I mean, I was peeing in front of people, I peed on people, I was farting on people. Like, Victor Wooten came to visit me in the hospital, and I was just farting on him, and I was just farting on everyone. And there was just this like very, very raw intimacy. And so at first it was like, okay, what kind of, I knew inside what I wanted to do, but it was getting that message to the people around me. Because when you become out with a diagnosis like this, of course, you're like, how do I save my life? How do I continue? How do I heal? What do I do? What treatment? You could look to the medical industry and you're like, okay, what can you do to save me? I'm going to turn on a light really quick. Caitlin, can you help me turn on the light? Hey, can you help me turn on the light? Okay, do you know how to turn on a light in here? Yeah. It just suddenly got dark. The sun went down.
We'll take care of it.
Take care of the light. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, I
I
got
was
it.
gonna plug this in.
Okay. Got my lighting team. Okay, sorry. Okay, that's
Yeah.
better.
We're good.
It's-
Yeah. Sorry.
I love you.
Need anything else?
No, I'm good. Okay. After that commercial interruption. So like I said, there were so many options, there were so many tabs open, and because of the friendships I've developed, I was having all this treatment option like Moore's Cancer Center. My friend Debbie Beecham came with this amazing doctor, and they were rolling out they were like ready to see me the next day. They were having the top chemo things and stuff. But in my heart, I knew that the spirit really told me that it wasn't for me, and that if I did that, I would die very quickly. So it was convincing the people around me that that treatment wasn't for me. Every time I went in the hospital, I would have to recover. It would take me a week to recover and get my body back. I'd come out. And I got to say, the system worked for me. They were wonderful. They saved my life. But throughout this whole thing, it was an exercise of really going within and discovering my sovereignty in a humble, beautiful, open way, but really going, really working from a place of sovereignty where you go, okay, what is right for me? Not what's best for the people who love me, what's really quieting the noise. And so immediately what I did was, even though I had all these friends, I just had to cut all the noise, and I had to go into a week of just getting my body back, eating, pooping, sleeping, moving, sound healing, all that, just really the basic body things, the earth 3D things. And then just having the space, in between to kind of listen to my intuition. And the intuition said, and I had thought I'd been through death experiences before, and I'd seen, the different ways, and I've had loved ones take the journey of chemo and pass much sooner. And I'd seen all that, and I wanted to make sure that, to really look at my unique situation. And I came out of it, closing all the tabs, went to the doctors, and after each visit, there was one visit with the doctor, one of the great doctors, and he was telling me an alternative treatment, but if there was like complications, that I could poop out of my yoni. And I was like, no, I'm not doing any of those things. And I came back and I started to when I first got out of the first stint in the hospital, after all this happened, I had the nephrostomy bags and I was really weak. There was no food. I was on a no food order for 6 days. And when I came out, my energy was a mess, even though my spirits were filled with all the guests and just like laughing, and it still kept a sense of humor. And we were just having these really profound, amazing moments of discovery. And but what was beautiful is, okay, so I landed in the house, that Caroline's house, and my friends had brought me a gong, some sound bowls, and all the sound healing options. And I work in sound, I work in cymatics, and cymatics is moving the water, working with water. I work in the medium of water, and there's so much invisible forces in life that, and with the cymatics, with whether you're working in sand or the water, the invisible is made visible, and you can see the impact of sound, and you could see how sound creates coherence. You can take a sand plate and just scatter sand, and if you resonate the plate, it will turn into perfect coherence. It will turn into the mandala. It'll turn into the yantra. It'll turn into these ancient symbols that you see in the churches and all these places. And we know that sound, we know, why do you feel calm when you hear my voice? Why do you feel agitated when you hear someone's voice? We know that sound has so much power to recreate coherence. And in working in water, we are mainly water. And so sound, the concept behind sound healing is that that it can, with those tonalities, and you have to find the right tones, that you can recreate coherence within your water. And I've seen it with when in working with the cymatics, which Xavier, I've been working with him all year, he's here. There would be these times where there would be a mass in the water, like some dust ball or some kind of bubble would get in the water, like some ball of dust, and I would just, from the glitter or whatever we were using, like a mass, and I would resonate it until it would break apart. And so with these concepts all year, I feel like I've been preparing my whole life, and I feel like this has been an initiation as a healer. I changed my mindset immediately, and instead of wow, this I named my tumor Hermes, which is a messenger, and I started to fill it with gratitude. I started to really look at this, the power of the mind, and then I noticed, when I got out, I could barely walk. Everything was in pain. Everyone was afraid for me. They wanted to put me in a wheelchair, wanted to do everything for me. And I woke up that first day and I said, I'm fine. And I got up and I walked out of the hospital. We put all the flowers in the wheelchair, and it was the mind. It was just getting up. And for me, it was lifting the brows and just instead of shuffling and feeling like pain, like remembering, like I am Kuan Yin. I am Princess Mandarava. I am the enlightened being. I am the white buffalo woman. And I would carry all these, and I would walk very slowly, but I would walk and I would make myself walk with grace. And then I would just be like, no, I am the shaman's granddaughter. That is my lineage. I am the shaman's grandmother. I am that lineage. And one day I woke up and I said, I'm going to take the shamanic path. And I opened the door and a rainbow appeared. And it was like, okay. And through this time, so what I'm going to talk about is having, your energy field, when your body goes into shock from this kidney, from just everything. The tumor itself, I've been living with it for a year, and it was not as traumatic as what I had to go through with my kidneys. And so my body was in like a state of shock, and my energy field, from no food for 6 days and being pumped full of stuff, and then they burst my vein on the last day, and just a lot of things. And so I was so grateful to have any relief. And so I started searching I was given this book called Radical Remission. And I started reading it, and it started to give me some idea of the path I wanted to take. And it had to do with less treatment. It had to do with harnessing the power within, which requires a lot of faith, a lot of confidence, and a lot of inner work. And it's so easy. I mean, I accept help from other places as well, and other modalities. And I've kind of trusted the divine flow to bring things in. But to actually make that choice, during the second stay at the hospital, it was even worse. And I went into septic shock, and my heart was failing. And at the end of it, I was recovering quickly though. Like they were like, wow, your heart's back in 2 days. And yeah, I think you can leave like on day 5. Like I was like, I need to get out of here, I need air. And they were like, yeah, I think we can send you home. And so my friends came by and they were moving me back home, and we were in the hospital on the last day, and they were looking at other treatment, like what's next. And I just got really tired and I could feel the drain of energy. And I just made the decision, like, I am the man. I heard this voice and I was really weak. And I just heard this voice come out of me. And I said, it was like, I am the master healer. I just need space to practice. I am the master healer. And I kept saying it over and over again. And I had been playing with that path I knew, but I needed to honor like that I had looked at all the options really well before making the decision. And so right now I stand with this decision. And yeah, every day I kind of feel like I'm the healthiest I've ever been. I immediately, when I first came out, going back to the first time out of the hospital, what I wanted to touch upon is that I changed my diet completely. I started, it was a combination of a Gerson's diet and a macrobiotic diet with an adjustment because I was so thin. So I needed to also beef up, and also I needed, because of my kidney issues, it was like modified for that. So no sugars, no dairy, no bread, no, just basically living foods mainly. No desserts, didn't miss it at all. And then it was just, okay, so now I need energy. I am one who has always stepped out into the world and had an overload of energy. I just can fill the whole like huge space with energy, and suddenly I needed it. And so I want to share, I work in the areas of sound healing, and I work in the areas of energy, just in presence. A lot of you know me, and you know how you feel when we encounter each other. And that is part of what I feel as an artist. That's always been my work in the world, is maintaining my energy field so that I can carry that energy, that and share that energy field with people, that loving, giving, beautiful, nourishing, safe energy field. And suddenly I was in need of it, and I didn't have anything to give. I couldn't even listen to another person talk. It was really that, like, I needed all that for myself. And so what was really beautiful about this is when I was healthy, I could hear energy work. I could feel it. I could experience it, but I was already healthy. So it would just like kind of boost me a little bit, or it would just, I would be like, oh, that's great. That felt really good. But during this time when I was really weak, I felt it. It was visible. And I want to share a few incidents where uh, where I felt the sunlight of other people's presence. And number one, I learned that we are energy beings and that we share energy. And I could feel pure energy. Like this lady Joy came in and she just gave me, her and Makeda and Naja, they just came in and they just had so much love. They didn't come in worried. They didn't come in sad for me. They just came in like, no, thank you. You're going to show us so much. Thank you for going on this journey. And you're going to be like, remember all the powers within you. And they would just, and after they left in the hospital, I was like, I feel great. I feel fine. I was like this. And I was like, wow, that was interesting. Okay, that worked. And we have that ability to, contact is so important because we have that ability to share. It's like these mycelium of energy, and we can uplift and hold each other when somebody needs a little bit, we can give it to them, and we can also receive it, and they receive too. Like it's you don't lose it when you give it to somebody. And so there were very few people that had that energy, but I could feel it. And I had very close friends coming in, and they made me happy, but they didn't have that. And these are the elders, of course, the elders, coming in. And then that day, Naja gave me a crystal treatment. It's my first one. And I'd played with crystals, and they're pretty, they're beautiful. Wow, they're. But in this time, when I was so energetically not in balance, she put the crystals on my body, and I could feel an energy beam shoot through my whole body. And I started to shake. I started to like release, and it started to balance my energy field. And it was so beautiful to have something so visible. And I was like, wow, what a gift that this has been, that I could feel like what actually works. Like, what you don't know what the medicine is until you're sick. You can do preventative health things and supplement, but until you're actually sick or not well, you don't really know what's going to work as medicine. And I started taking these minerals. It turns out we're, like, a lot of us are mineral deficient, so these liquid minerals, and those really helped a lot. And I could feel it. I could feel it in my body. I could feel the food. Suddenly I couldn't even eat like anything except something that was really pure and beautiful. And I could feel it nourishing me. And then sound, like I could feel. Every day I'd wake up and there was this shaman's drum, this huge Lakota shaman's drum. And every time I was in pain, when I got out of the hospital, I took no painkillers. When I was in Caroline's house, no, the whole time, not even one. And every time I would feel pain, I would just grab the shaman's drum, which was very low. And I dreamt, part of the reason why I don't question this path, I feel like this is the divine path. And it's not about life or death. It's not about, the message that came through was, don't give up your life in fear of death. It was all about bringing what you have now and into the now, and all the energy that leaks into the past and into the future. I could actually feel the leak, and I could feel it taking it away, my energy. And right now was a time where I call all pieces of my soul back, everything I've given out, I call it back. I call it back because I need it. I need it. And to honor myself like that, so it was just like waking up and training the mind to be like, wow, like looking at the world with wonder, like just filling it with gratitude, really like real gratitude, which was really easy to do. And then feeling the impact of that in my system and my energy. And all of a sudden it'd be like, hi, like I'm fine. And, at first I could feel like, okay, being scared, like, when you have pain and then you worry about having it again. So you anticipate the pain. And so you kind of shrink. And I noticed I was doing that. And I was like, nope, the pain is gone. And like, I felt pain a minute ago. It's gone. I'm not going to anticipate it. I'm fine right now. I'll deal with it when it comes to get up again. I'd open my body and I would give space to my organs, and I would find something to be excited about. And I'd be like, sometimes it'd be that I'm pooing. And it was like really, really fun to just be like, oh my God, I have to poo. Okay, guys, I tell the whole crew I'm going poo. And then they'd be like, yeah. And we would just be like, just being excited about all the things. And I could feel my energy shifting. And so that's the power of the mind, like just really recognizing your thoughts. So that's a huge medicine, is you recognize, like, when something happens to you, like, to not carry it past the moment that it's happening. And it's a really good practice because it leaks so much energy. And then I could feel like all these things from my thoughts, like I could feel every thought in my body. And so I would, the mantra became, I forgive and release all of the past. I choose to fill my life with joy. And all of the past. So anytime, like when they blew my vein, I told them for 3 days it wasn't right. And then finally it blew with the iron, and I got mad. And then right away I was just like, I lovingly forgive and release all of the past. I loving, because my body can't handle that. And anytime anything would happen, I just learned to let it go because I could actually feel it. And the second time when I was in the hospital, I was hooked up to at an IV in my neck, and I had a heart rate monitor because they had to monitor my heart rate. And I could see my thoughts on the heart rate monitor. I could see something stressful had just happened where, and I could see every time I thought of it or talked about it, my heart rate would go crazy. And I would just be talking about it calmly, but yet my heartbeat, and then so I would go back and I would just meditate, and then my heartbeat would go back. Or I would think of something, or I'd get too excited over something and my heartbeat would go up. And so I was able to see how every thought is physiological. Like you could actually see that your mind is actually so connected with every part of your body. So right now the journey is mainly one of empowering the mind, empowering the intuition, like going back to the old ways, just to, yeah, I said I'm going to heal myself with the old ways. We're going to sing, we're going to do diet, community, touch. The other thing that is medicine is touch. When we touch each other, I've never experienced so much like energy transfer, and I think when things are done with intention, like not like you coming in like, oh, I'm gonna give you love, but when it's really there, like you feel it. I think touch really brings us into it gives you energy, like people are actually giving energy. Nature, like being in the plants, like sitting in the dirt. My friend told me that my spirit is very well formed. I spend so much time in the other realms, all the dimensions, and I part of what I am is I keep one hand in infinity, into that infinite realm, and I bring it into this earth, and I through the music. And so a lot of that part is very developed. And as an artist, we tend to, so we sometimes get so in the other dimensions that we neglect the body. And he told me that during this time I just need to be in 3D. I need to just, it's not about multiple dimension hopping or anything, it's about getting back into the body, to pick my own food, to cook my own food, to just fully wake up and love my body, to honor my earth suit. The spirit is taking care of itself, just really, really being within the body. So that has also been really, when I sing to the plants, I go walking in the gardens, and I notice so much, like the bloom of the spring, and the sunshine also has a lot of energy that is very healing. The ocean has a lot of energy. The sky, but mainly the mind. Like, just if you're able to really understand that you're okay, working with the body hologram that is healed, and understanding that if you think of your body hologram, my friend Brian Leto of Biotemple was telling me he kept saying, work with your hologram. And the hologram is what we also call the biofield. It's the energy field that is all around us. And what we, when you think of your body is in this, your energy field, you are the same being your whole life. Like a river, like the river Ganges is the river Ganges forever, but the water is always shifting. And our cells are that water. Our cells, our energy field, we're being held by this energy. But everything physical, the matter is changing out completely every 7 years. It's trippy to think of that your cells are constantly changing. And so working in a body hologram where you imagine the energy field as whole, and then letting your body, like, you're nourishing the body so that it it's supporting the healthy regeneration. So these are like uh the main things I've been working with. And of course, throughout this time, I feel like Spirit's been really with me and guiding me. And when I play the drum, I call for guidance. That's the only thing I ask for is guidance. And it's been given. And so in the way it's been given and in the magical ways and through the magic of all of you, just, and of course, a manifestation is just the answering of a call, and we can do that for each other. And I just know that it's not even about holding on to life or anything like that, and we all exit, this planet, but it's about the growth, the level of growth on this journey. And through this just short month, I feel like I've grown so much. I look at my face, I look at the way I can look at people even deeper. It's just, it's like, it's burned away anything extra. And like, so I know that this is the correct path. I don't feel like, oh, this is like wrong, what's happening to me, or why is this happening to me? Ever since day one, it felt like, wow, it's removed all obstacles. This has been Ganesh. Hermes has been like my Ganesh. It's the remover of all obstacles. And so in that, I feel it gives me confidence to follow my intuition. I can't tell you how it's going to go, but I'm not attached to the outcome as much as I'm attached to the quality of and the vastness of being that I have lived in this past month. And I shall continue. I think when I look at myself, I look like I did when I was 18. I look like, I don't know, my skin's coming back. What's interesting is I used to have skin tags too, like I was getting, and they've disappeared through this healing journey. But mainly I mean, we've heard about it. You've heard of Dr. Joe Dispenza. You've heard of all the mystics. We know the power of the mind. And so this has been a call. Last year, I've been telling myself, I've been making a lot of decisions. We often hit crossroads in life where you choose money, or you choose like success, or you choose spirit. And I've sat with like several crossroads, and I've always chosen the spirit. And I remember sitting in Oaxaca and sitting in the sand and just like really meditating on this really difficult decision. And I realized, I was like, I saw one path as like being comfortable and like having money, and the other path as becoming the path of the healer. And I chose the path of the healer. And then this happened. And so I feel like it's an initiation, and I'm learning everything. It's so powerful. It's like I'm being propelled up into my true power. You all know me in my power. Many of you know me in my power, but I feel like I'm being propelled to be really true to the true power, which is needed in the world. I'm becoming a medicine woman, in the truest, deepest sense of the word. And I've been given this to really understand what it is like. And I know so many people in the world go through this, and so many people go through so much suffering and so much pain and so much ailments, and it really, I just feel grateful to be having the experience that I am having. And I hope that the journey, from what I learned, that I can contribute to creating more beauty. And I don't know. Actually, I'm not thinking much of the future. I'm just thinking of feeling really good right now. And just so grateful. Training the mind every moment, just out of fear. And understanding that we're more than we know so much, that we're more than matter. And preparing the soul for life and for death is really, it's really always there. Before the diagnosis, it's always there. You know, I saw a friend, I stepped out and I stepped out and played 2 shows, and I saw I had just seen this woman and her man, and the day after I saw them, he had gotten hit by a car, and he was back by the time I saw them again, you know. But it's pretty amazing what you know, when you're given a diagnosis like this, it brings it all to home. But we're all living like that. So it's really to empower yourself and to really develop, you know, even with all the friends around me and everything, to develop your sovereignty is very important. You know, community is very important, but to understand what it is that your decision is, and to move from that space is very, very important. And it is, you know, in a world where there's a million choices, where there's 100 different roads you can take, all you can do is have the patience to trust, lean back a little. Like, let's say time is like a beat, right? Like a rhythm, and you can play in front of the beat, or you could kind of, like, some people anticipate the beat. But if you have the patience to like lean back on the rhythm, then you can, like, what's going on will be shown to you, and everything is just unfolding like in that way. Oops. Did I just get kicked off? I don't know what just happened.
We
Whoop.
can hear you.
Can you see me?
Can't see you, but we can hear you.
It just says open.
Oops.
What's happening? I may have to re-log in.
Okay, you're screen sharing.
Yeah, your screen sharing, it's your computer itself.
I just started screen sharing randomly.
There, you're back.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So yeah, so that's been my healing journey, just understanding that the power comes from within. It was a huge decision because there were so many options open, and so all given with love. And the realization that it's actually simple. And I mean, I'm speaking midstream. I mean, right now my mind isn't facing any conclusion. It's too much pressure to say I'm going to heal this, but I'm going to heal this. And that's what I believe. And yeah, and I just feel really great. And I you know, just honoring my body temple, which I needed to do more. I kind of felt invincible. I was, you know, the one staying up. Lise knows we stay up. I was the one always wanting to go a little harder. Like, just, no, let's go watch the sunrise. We can share another bottle of tequila and play into the sunrise. And, you know, come on, we're in South Africa. Let's do it. Excuse me. I'm a little bit sniffly from tearing up earlier. So like as a musician, like living that kind of invincible life, I felt invincible, but it's really beautiful to know you're not. And I feel like this has been a call for it was like spirit reaching into my life and evolving me what 10 years of work would have taken in a month, in a week, in a moment. And throughout this time, the main thing is just your mind. You recognize the thoughts in your mind and you choose to let them go. You know, you pick a mantra, you pick a sound. For me, I was, like I said, the shaman's drum, which came to me. I dreamt of it, and it came through Albert's hand. And actually, he brought it when this happened. Playing the gong, playing the violin, but mainly these low tone instruments. Writing, singing is so good. I started to find tones, like humming the vowels like into my body. Like group touch is really, really powerful as well. And water, the simple, really being mindful of what you're putting into your body, but also the way you put it into your body. Focus. I think focus is a magic word. What you focus on grows, and so it's really important that that when you eat, like that you focus on your food. That you're sitting there. I've been eating with my hands, so that I can be, I could feel the food. You look at it in the light. It's so beautiful, like all the veins. You thank it. You thank the water. I've been loving, like I love Hermes. I'm ready for him to go, but Hermes is also on the top of the medical caduceus, and I feel it. I see it as it has increased my power, because I know I'm powerful, but I need to be powerful. I need my power right now. I need to be at my most magical, powerful being. The kind that can move mountains, that can shift matter, that can go into the spaces between the matter and expand it. And it has evoked the magician in me. It has evoked the healer in me. It has evoked the master musician in me, the master sound healer in me. And it has evoked my mastery. It has called out my mastery without shame, without any external force, like needing to look good or do my hair or anything or anything. It's just this raw, energetic realness, this authenticity of that is totally not external. It's from the light within. And it's really called upon me to become the shaman. And at every time I called for guidance, a shaman would appear through overseas, like Hawaiian chief, like just so many. And when I was on the phone with this Hawaiian chief, he had beat his own cancer. He had got to Ghana, and a legendary magical man. And as soon as he opened the phone, I was having a rough day. My energy field lifted, and I was fine. So I was like, okay. The fact that I was not fine and then I'm fine shows that there's something here, that this works. Like whatever it is, that energy that we as healers, many of you are healers, all of us are, we all have it, that it's real. There's a part of my brain that maybe was a little bit skeptical, like wasn't really sure, and during this time, all that skepticism all went away because I felt it. I went from not being able to talk to all of a sudden this phone call with this shaman, and I am full of life. And afterwards, I'm full of life. There's a day where I couldn't talk. My throat chakra was totally gone, you know, like, and again, like a little shaman appeared and did this, pulled out a raven feather, and my friend turned herself. My friend turned it, but anyways, I won't bring personal stories in, but there's just been so many moments where energy work has worked, and all of a sudden I could, normally I could sing, a friend will come in, I'll sing a harmony and I'll be better. Like the singing brings me better instantly, it takes away all the pain and it makes me happy, and I'm like, okay, so it's a state of mind. But then the energy work, like the clearing, you know, the clearings, that day when I couldn't talk, when that happened, my friend came over, when he did that, I was able to talk again, and it brought my voice back. But he really went there, like whatever it was, like he just channeled. And I think what's beautiful, been a gift too, is me being in this state has called out the healer in my friends, who are epic. My friends are epic, and it's pulled the shamanic forces out of them, because it's so, you know, I'm in a lot of pain, and so they're around me and they're like, what can I do? And so it's pulled out this like really profound amount of sound from all the forces, and some of it works, some of it doesn't, and it's you'll have to experiment for what works for you, but you'll know, and you'll be guided to it. That's the other thing, is when you start asking, the guides listen, and they place it at your doorstep. It's really magical. It's just magical. And so the less for this journey for me, it's like, fear makes you go, oh, I gotta try all this stuff, but it's reclaiming your sovereignty, your power, and going, no, I have everything I need. I just have to honor my body. I have to train my mind. I have to train my mind. I'm perfectly healthy, and so here I am. Just, yeah. Should I talk more, or is there questions, or?
No, I think we should give people an opportunity to, well, I want to ask you, is there a particular sound that you can create for us at this moment that would energize the moment?
Well, I've been singing to the plants. I was walking through this garden, and I realized I need plants. I wanted to offer something to nature, because always, like, the more you give, the more you'll get. You have to give something in order to receive. And well, not always, but in nature I feel that. So I was walking, and the song came through. Naturaleza, la medicina. Naturaleza, la medicina. La medicina, la naturaleza. Naturaleza, la medicina. En las flores, la medicina. En el cielo, la medicina. En la tierra, la medicina. Yo soy la medicina. Naturaleza, la medicina. Naturaleza, la medicina. La medicina, naturaleza. Naturaleza, la medicina.
Thank you so much. It's beautiful to hear your sound, and not only the musical sound, but your vocal sound. So I think that you've been very generous with your energy, the energy that you've shared with us this evening. And so I think if we ask if someone has a question or a comment, there's a, in your participant, there's a reactions button at the bottom of your screen. So if you have a question or comment, if you raise your hand, that will help Patty and I to see if you have any questions or comments. Because I'm a teacher, Jamie, I'm keenly aware of not only the content, not just because I'm a teacher, but just as a person. To be able to speak for as long as you have with the content of what you're expressing is profound, and I'm very grateful for it. So thank you for just everything that you said and shared.
I didn't prepare anything. I just hopped on, which is great.
This is when it's, you know, genuine, when you didn't prepare anything. I could see that, you know, you didn't have any notes or anything. So it's an authentic story. It's an authentic sharing and authentic truth. And I'm honored to have it on a recording.
I see a hand up over at Cheryl. Oh, Cheryl.
Cheryl, unmute.
I just did. Hi. Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Cheryl.
I love you. I don't know if do you recall that we met through Larry?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure, you meet so many people, but boy, you know, the first time I ever met you, you felt like a little angel to me then. That was in the late 90s. You really did. I could just feel your love. Then you came to his studio to play. I don't know if it was for your music or his, but you were there. And I went, wow. But I'm keeping you in my prayers and sending healing vibes every day for you. And I did want to ask you, have you ever heard of, you mentioned water being a healing thing for you. Have you ever heard of Watsu?
No.
It's I used to know a guy down, I'm not in San Diego anymore, but there was a guy by the name of Charlie Swan who did Watsu. It's in he did it in a pool, but it's usually in some sort of a pool.
Yeah,
And
though, because
it's kind of like a water massage. You're in the water and the person is holding you and cradling you and kind of stretching you, and it's so nurturing and healing.
I can't be in water because of
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, anyway, you've got lots of resources. I know that, but yeah, I just thought of that Watsu and I meant, man, that would be so wonderful. But yeah, I'm sorry. But maybe later after you get all that healed up. Yeah.
That's the thing is with all these
It might be useful for someone else, Cheryl.
Oh,
yeah.
Denise.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Jamie, what does naturaleza mean?
Naturaleza is nature. Nature.
It's like to all needed.
Naturaleza.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. That was wonderful.
La medicina is the nature is the medicine. And then like in the flowers, it's medicine. In the sky, it's medicine. There's medicine. In the earth, la tierra, there's medicine. I am the medicine. So
and what tradition is this?
I just wrote this song. It just came through like yesterday, and but it was like an Icaros. It was like a medicine song, and I have 2 medicine songs have come through. Been very connected to spirit during this time, but mainly it's like understanding that it's all up to you. It's up to you. It's your mind. I mean, like you have to honor all the, you know, there's aid, but ultimately the control center is within your mind. So continuing to create.
Thank you.
You're so beautiful. Thank you for being here. I really love you. You're so beautiful. Anybody?
There's Terry.
Oh, Terry.
Unmute yourself, Terry.
You have to unmute yourself. I love that Lisa and Leah are here.
You,
Aw.
you know what's funny is I do Zoom trainings all the time, but I'm always on the other end of it, so I don't normally have to unmute myself. But anyway, no, I was going to ask you about I think we talked a while back about the healing power of Rana, by B. Randall McClellan. If you are familiar with that, it's been a while.
No. I'll check it out though.
Yeah, he wrote a book, The Healing Power of Music, but then he did like a 5-cassette series of The Healing Power of Rana, musical healing. And I just, I remember we mentioned it one time, a long time ago, but you probably hear so many different things from everybody.
Yeah, right now I'm really just going within. I
Mhm.
mean, nature is the master healer, water, food is the master healer. And I am the master healer. The two of us, I'm just really, you gotta make a choice, and whatever you choose, you have to really give it your all. And the more the energy goes out too much to other things, and you lose that focus that you so need for your body. I'm conserving a lot of energy, but today I'm back out in the world.
Okay.
We love you, Jamie.
I love you too. Who?
There's Ruth, there's
Allison.
Ruth, and then Allison.
Hi everyone, and hello Jamie.
Hi, Ruth.
Hi. I wanted to pop in and send my love to you and Light, and also thank you so much. I know multiple people here in this chat have known you much longer, but it's just funny. I'm listening to you while I'm on the road, back from a wedding I just played at. I love how I kind of met you. I kind of like just sat in front of you when I saw you perform at the Turquoise Room, and I could hear a violin playing, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to run in there and see who that is. And I just remembered running in, and I think I sat like at your feet like a little puppy. I was like, who is this fairy? I must know her. So
Yeah,
and the crazy thing was you handed me your violin after you performed, and I just remembered I couldn't play it because it had 5 strings, not 4, and it blew my mind. And so I just wanted to thank you as much, for sharing your light and love with me in that moment. Because I mean, even at this wedding, I'm playing a 5-string violin, and that is because of you. And you just encouraging me and sending light. So I send it back to you with all my heart. And I thank you for being so candid and sharing, with everything with us. And I really thank you so much. Thanks.
I love you, Ruth.
Love you too.
That meant so much to me. Allison? Oh, Allison. I'm reading some of the notes here too. About 330 billion cells are replaced daily. Wow. Oh, Carla Cross. Okay, Allison.
Jamie, I just wanted to say that it's fascinating because you said path of being a healer, and that's been your journey, and I felt very healed from this time with you in a very profound way. And so it's sort of interesting how you're already living that mission. I've never really been a big believer in energy work. I must confess, I always thought it sounded a little out there, but I feel like this experience of listening to you, I felt an infusion of energy that was incredibly powerful at exactly the time I needed it. And I just wanted to say thank you, that It was incredible. And I would also like to know if it is possible to get a recording of this, because there were so many things you said that I'd like to hear again and sort of let go at it to an even deeper level by hearing it a second time. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I think there will be a recording. It is being recorded. So we'll connect. I'm sure there'll be Raha will send out an email or something, right? The recording.
Great. Thank you. Well, you've made me a believer, and we love you, and you just look beautiful. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
You know, that I feel like part of this time of this experience, it's making me a believer too. And I mean, I always knew, but not like this. And it's really important. I gotta admit, I didn't know like how, like what an impact. I mean, I knew, but now I know. That's powerful. Ray. Oh, Ray.
Hi, Jane.
Hi, Ray.
Oh my God. Yeah. So honored to be here, Jamie, and seeing your beautiful human being, as well as all of your wow colleagues and loved ones here. You're my Celia on this Zoom call. And wow, the venue that this is in, people are doing good stuff. But our last friend talked about this talk, this fireside chat here, Jamie, as an experience. And yes, oh my God, so much stuff to like nugget and gleaned, and like so much honesty and courage to and really genius to be able to like impart that in real time while your subject matter in your mastery. It's an amazing ding ding for sure. And I'm like listening to you, and you're like, I'm like, whoa, okay, she came on a few minutes ago, and I'm looking, she's like getting radiant. Well, she had someone turn the lights on. Is that trick light? Because she's like looking younger all the time. And then you said you're like still in high school. And yeah, definitely through that. I had a question, because it seems like you've evolved. Forget about time. You said it's a short month, but it's a life experience. And being that you are distilling down into every moment, minute, moment, nanosecond, like the here and now, it doesn't know the measurement of time. All the beauty is right there. And so I wonder, so how about when you're sleeping? You're obviously tapped in, and you're hearing things, you're understanding things, you're very much connected to spirit, your body, you're going into on a cellular level, really going within. How is that affected in your sleep? Have you been dreaming different?
You know, I've been doing a lot of like when I went into the first house, I started immediately doing the shadow work, like mother wound, father wound, ancestral wounds, you know, that were impacting the way I think. And I live in the world very openly and all that. So I had a few dreams like that opened up. Whenever I would do the work with that, something would be revealed in the dream, and I would look at it and go, oh, that's there. I do this because of that, and I don't need to do that anymore. And I would just let it go. And but mainly in sleep, I've just been sleeping. Like I think I'm in deep repair mode. I had a little bit of a dream a couple days ago, but it was like it was pretty magical, but I don't remember it at all. Nothing significant in the dream time. Everything's happening in the waking time. Wake time feels like dream time. Like I can't, I've only explained like the personal things, but every day it's like, I have epic friends, and it's just been really epic. It's been magical and mystical. And I was in the one mystical story is after I got out of the hospital, I wanted to go to the desert. I needed to go. I kept seeking out, next I'm going to go into the forest. I'm gonna go breathe in the redwoods, and then I'm gonna probably go to Hawaii and like touch the land there. And but when I was in the desert, we lit a fire, and this grasshopper came and hit the gong. That landed on my kidney, and then it landed on my heart. And everyone was like, "Wow!" It's and when I felt it was like a very heavy boom, like a stone throwing grasshopper. And I just sat there once I knew what it was. It hit the gong, and they're like, "Oh my God, we're in the middle of the Mojave, nothing out there except us, and this one grasshopper." And it just lands on me, and I just sit very still, and it lands on my heart, sit very still, and then it flies into the fire, and it burns into it, just commit suicide. Everyone's like, "Whoa." And yeah, so all the dream moments have been in life, and in my sleep has just been, I think, repair. I'd sleep in the hospital. I slept so good. I had somebody with me every night. A lot of friends would come. They waved the no guest at night rule. They pulled in a cot. I would always have a friend holding my hand. Some very, very close friends singing to me, singing harmonies with me, playing songs to me, and singing harmonies and holding my hand. And then we would just sleep really good. Everyone would sleep really good. Like, yeah. But that's coming. I'm sure it's coming once my body repairs more. But the dreams have moved to waking. Is the answer.
That like his word. Love the romance you have with the coveted romance with Hermes.
Yeah, it's really he's really propelled me into my mastery. He's really calling me out to really be pure in my sound and my being, and to elevate. So I'm really grateful for that. And I'm rising to meet it. I'm not letting, we are alive now. So it's mainly just being excited and like understanding of that we're given, we're here now. So it's glorious. It's amazing. Amazing. Everything is amazing. I just go outside. I'm like, wow. Like, look at it. Just how is this even possible? And yeah, so grateful to be here at the same time with all of you. And I'm so grateful to see all your faces.
I don't know how to do the hand thing.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Jamie. Hey, everybody. Yeah, as some of the others have said, I'm super inspired and energized by this time with you and everyone. What comes to my mind is just that we're all vessels, and it seems to me that you've always had a gift of kind of being a vessel of the music and connecting people and being open, and you've always had a positive energy around you. People just want to be around you, and I think whatever's happening with you now is definitely increasing your ability to share that, and your ability to be a powerful force of inspiring all of us to kind of just tune into what you're learning and how you're growing, and how we can be affected by that in a positive way as well. So I'm grateful. Thank you. And you've definitely been on my mind and heart for this past month. And I hope that you'll do this again or something like this, because like I said, it's kind of hard for me to get out lately, but the fact that you're able to do this and I'm sitting here in my own living room and able to participate has been awesome. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it's been definitely, this has been wonderful. My first Zoom has been wonderful.
There's Carol Hyde. Unmute yourself, Carol. We'll take one last question
Okay.
or comment. You're muted.
Am I unmuted?
Yes. Or
Yeah.
unmute. There you are.
Thank you. I don't have a question. I just want to say thank you. I joined just 10 minutes before you started. Here I am in my robe. I was not feeling great. And you reminded me just what I needed, that every single moment is an opportunity to change the thought in my mind, because I was saying, oh gosh, I'm tired. I don't feel good, which is an old pattern for me. And listening to you for this past hour, I really hope I can take that in and put it to practice every moment, which you are doing. And I'm so grateful, very grateful for your share. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
That
you.
was a huge part, because it's like, oh, I'm not feeling good. And then I was like, I have this. And then I was like, wait a minute. I have so many other things happening too. Let's move the thought into like, this will pass. Everything will pass.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Jamie. When I remember the first time I heard you play was a concert where you organized to play the music of Stevie Wonder. That was a healing moment even then. That was 20 some years ago. So, and then to witness the cymatics that you played with Xavier most recently at the Space Museum. What was it? Reuben? So those experiences and all the experiences in between to this moment. So I just want to thank you so much for all that you have given in the past and all that you have given in this present moment. The energy, your very precious energy that you shared with us so generously, and the verbal and vocal sounds that you live and reflect and give to us in the world. So on this journey that you have embarked upon, we all wish you the very, very absolute very best.
Absolutely.
I am humbled, and I'm sure many people here are humbled by your presence. And as just expressed by Carol, we're filled with the joy of your sharing, and so in that sense, the evening became more than just a Zoom call. It, for me, became a healing circle, because the energy of everyone contributed to the healing of everyone in whatever way. So it's not just one person who has to be healed. All of us desire healing in some ways. So thank you so much. I want to thank Patty, the co-host, who's been so supportive of a meaningful conversation. I can't thank her enough. And I want to thank all the people on the call who are Sika donors, because your contributions help us to continue to have these types of experiences. And it's an unknown path in some ways, because every speaker that we've had at least a dozen speakers, every person has been uniquely different. And in my opinion, biased as it is, very profound. So I want to thank each one of you as audience members for your the healing energy that you brought, and the positive state of mind that you brought to contribute to this evening. It's what makes something like this, the person who's far away, and we're all in different places, and the fact that we can connect and bring our healing energies together in this moment is, in my, just so outstanding. I'm so grateful for this and for your presence. We invite you to contribute to Sika, www.seeca.org. That is an ad. And, you know, I'm making advertising because, you know, it's what we do to help continue to do these kinds of programs, which are innovative and inspirational. So thank you, everyone, for everything that you brought to us tonight. Each one of you as audience members, Jamie, for you as our guest speaker this evening. I think that's all we have for tonight. And look for our upcoming emails on future programs and future endeavors. Look forward to being with you all again soon.
Thank you.
Love you, Jamie.
Love you,
Jamie.
Love you all.
Thank you so much, love.
I'm gonna go record my new song now.
Oh, I
Oh,
Not that one though.
Go do it.
Love you.
love you, Jamie.
Thank you.
Love you, Jamie.
Bye.
Thank you, Faraha
Thank
thank you, Carol.
and
I'm
Piari.
so happy you came on.
Jamie, love you.
Love you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie.
Bye, Jamie.
Love you, Jamie. Thank you so much.
Oh, this is
Xavier.
Jamie.
Xavier.
I'm here.
Say hello,
Loving you.
Beverly.
Gallery.
Namaste. Hi, Helen.
Hi, Faraha. Hi, Carol.
Bye.
Hey.
Xavier, thank you so much. You really helped to make this a success.
I'm so happy it is, and that we're all here together. I really appreciate you, Faraha, for bringing us all together, and thank you, Jamie, for doing this. I love it.
Yes.
Yay!
Blessings to
Love
everyone.
you.
Oh, Drew's mom is here.
Hi.
Okay.
Hard to leave.
I know.
You
I just
know.
can't quit y'all. Someone's gonna have to get on first. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Jamie. Thank you.
Bye, Beth.
So keep you all posted. Bye.
Yes.
Bye. There you go.
Good night, George.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Your camera is off. Do you know that?
I do. I
Okay,
thought that would help
the sound.
help people go to sleep. Yeah. Wow. What a great soul.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was totally, I had no idea what it was going to be like. So I'm really, really thrilled.
It's quite I'm glad you recorded it. It's quite it's quite a document of her situation and how she's approaching it so beautifully.
Yes, it is.
And I'm sure that there are, because there seems to be so much sickness and illness and people facing difficult challenges. And so that was quite inspiring.
It was quite inspiring. And I think, like her honesty and openness inspires other people to, it's the same thing. you know, like we did with other meaningful conversations, inspiring others, inspiring people to go within themselves and reach, you know, for that moment, you know,
Mhm.
reach that part of themselves.
Right, right.
It's very,
Yeah, which is so important for everybody to do. Yeah,
it is.
yeah. There's a cat. Did you see the
It
cat?
was Nancy's cat.
Cute.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, my dear.
All right. Thank you, Nancy. Good night. Have a beautiful evening. You're muted. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for I know Jamie, and I saw you yesterday
Yes.
at Dave.
Dave's. Uh-huh.
That was so wonderful.
Was good. I had to leave a little bit early, so I missed some of the evening, but I was glad to just be there for, you know, a moment.
Oh, you know what? That's all it's about, is just, you know, when to be there or not, you know?
Right.
And Dave is just wonderful.
He is
Wonderful.
absolutely wonderful.
So I am definitely going to look you up and keep coming to your shows.
Thank you very much.
Good.
Look forward to doing
I
more.
really enjoyed it. Thank
Wonderful.
you so
Very
much.
good.
All right. Love to all of you.
Love to you
Good
too.
night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that was very different.
That was different.
You know what? They all are very different, but that was really different.
That was really
That was really different.
It was really different.
How old is she? You know, what would your guess
Maybe
be?
is probably in her 50s.
Okay.
Late 40s, early 50s, I would guess.
Mhm.
So,
Wow.
I don't know, Patty. This is
Well, one of the things I always, and you said it at the beginning of the program, or somewhere in there, you know, you never know who needs to hear what,
yes.
you know.
And people, and by the type of energy that she brought, it inspired the best in others.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like people that I'm sure there are some people, like I know several people, you know, that have, that may have had questions, you know, about this type of presentation. However,
Mhm.
her energy accommodated everyone.